Hello, and welcome to our Real Estate Tea Talk. I'm Courtney Perry.
I'm Kiana Montoya.
We're both with Century 21 Connect Realty, and today we're here to kind of dive into the new construction and resale pros and cons. So depending on what you're looking for, we're going to kind of weigh the options to see, just help it make it an easier, decision. That's what I was looking for.
That's it.
An easier decision for you to, which direction you want to go into. So,
yes.
Kiana here is
new construction expert. That's what I call myself.
New construction expert.
Mm-hmm.
And so basically, as a new construction expert, what do most buyers come in looking for? Or
they're definitely coming in wanting the new. Literally everything new. They want the warranties, they want the open concept homes, the new modern finishes, smart home technologies.
Okay. Definitely some of the
everything
pros.
New.
So with the new construction pros, it's sometimes you can find move-in ready, or if you're looking for a specific lot like flatter land or in a cul-de-sac or whatever, it might take a little bit longer. So what can you say about the timelines?
Typically it takes a builder 90 days to complete a home. So new construction usually would have some move-in ready, but if you want something more customized, then you're looking at a 90-day construction period.
Okay. And when you say customize, what will come with the customizing? Like,
you can upgrade sometimes the flooring. Like, for instance, some of the new construction homes, they're now putting LVP flooring, which is like the luxury vinyl flooring in there.
Okay.
If you don't want that and want hardwood, that's an extra cost.
Okay.
But that can be added. If you want a double stove.
Okay. Okay.
You can definitely get that added instead of just having like a single.
Okay. So basically, if you're coming, depending on the stage of the construction
that
you're coming
matters.
you can kind of choose your finishes and your upgrades, and I mean most of the appliances are standard, but you can kind of pick and choose what you would want in your home.
And you can also choose the color of the tile or backsplash in your kitchen or bathroom.
Okay, so let me ask you, if there's a new construction, does that builder have like specifics for you to choose from, like a...
They do.
Okay.
Oh yes, there's definitely.
Because you can't just go to home like, I want this.
No, right. So some builders have showrooms where you can go in and they have everything, just set up. And this is the kitchen area. Where you can choose the different towel, backsplash, flooring, colors.
So it's not all cookie cutter.
Not all. And some builders also will allow you to customize your exterior.
Okay.
So you can choose whether you want brick or stone.
Okay. Learning something new. So that's good. Okay. And so what would be a few more like pros of a new construction?
Seller incentives, y'all. I mean, this is where the seller is pretty much giving you closing cost money or a good lump sum of money that you can use however you choose, whether you want to do it for paid closing costs, to buy down the interest rates, use it to actually purchase the washer and dryer, different type of appliances. So you can use that money however you choose, but definitely with a builder, they're definitely handing out seller incentives.
Okay, and then I guess with builder codes, so nowadays, when you're building, you have to reach codes, you have to have permits, you have to have all this good stuff. So more of the homes are like energy efficient, smart tech homes. So yes, definitely smart technology homes for sure. So as a new buyer coming in, you definitely have options to pick and choose what you would like, not so much cookie cutter, but you definitely have to kind of have your realtor negotiate, where you're putting your money. Like if you want it in the finishes, or if you want it in the closing costs, or if you want it in the fixed rate. But they do have the warranties, and I've seen now that a lot of new constructions have 100% financing.
Well, when you're using their preferred lender. So that's the catch. When you're purchasing a new construction home, in order to actually use or get those builder incentives, you have to use their lender, their preferred lender.
Okay. And then I remember you telling me that there's not just one preferred lender. They have options.
Usually there are about 3 preferred lenders that they have. And also, if you decide not to, and this is a con, but if you decide not to use their preferred lenders, then you, of course, don't take advantage of the incentives, and you also pay a higher earnest deposit.
Okay, so if you're looking to secure that property, that lot, that home, you are putting out more money in the beginning. But does earnest money go to their final cost?
It does go towards, yes, ma'am.
Okay, so to keep in mind, that does go to your final cost. So it's not like a separate payment.
Right.
Okay, so a few cons of new construction, what would you say?
Well, it could possibly be higher upfront costs, and that's if you're adding more upgrades. If you want, higher, again, hardwood flooring instead of the LVP. So if you're adding additional upgrades than what the standard of what they're putting in these homes, then absolutely, those are definitely more expensive. It could possibly be a longer time frame in the build. So again, some homes are move-in ready, but if you're adding more to your home, it could be a longer timeline.
It could be a pro and a con. If it's move-in ready, you don't have as many customizing options. But if you choose a lot, it'll be, longer wait times, but you get the home that you're really looking for. Okay.
You may experience smaller lots depending on the community, because there's some homes where you can get up to 4 or 5 acres.
Okay.
Or you may be looking at 1/3 of an acre. So, I mean, hey, you pick and choose, but that's definitely a con. And there's less room to negotiate, because most builders, the price is what it is.
Okay. Well, there you have it. So new construction, definitely a lot of good options if you're a first-time home buyer and really just looking for something that, is comfortable for you and, say, your family. So we can jump into the resale. I know there's a lot to say about resales, especially in this Atlanta market, because you would think you'd be able to negotiate better prices, but the way these homes are selling in Atlanta is high.
It is.
High prices, high interest rates. But again, that's why, we're here to kind of help you weigh your options. So with Resale Pros, you kind of are getting matured communities.
Okay.
So landscaping, it's the community's already been built, so you don't have to worry about. I guess that was another con of new construction.
Definitely is a con. You're right.
So
those are more
new construction. Those communities aren't all put together yet, so you could be getting a lot next to some dirt, and that's something that you kind of have to, worry about if that is a no for you. But in a resale, the communities again are and some of them not even in a community. You can find bigger lots, some with pools. If it's, the people that lived there before probably already put some time into it, so they have, fenced in properties, more character, more privacy, and just a little bit more charm. Yes. So, and I guess we were talking about that earlier. A lot of we're in like the renovation area, so people are just coming in and upgrading. So the prices on resales are a little bit higher because they're, they got that character charm, but they're modern on the inside, fully upgraded. So, I mean, that could be a pro.
Yes, that's a pro.
If you're looking for that. But let's see.
And you're coming into your home with equity, because it is in most of them are already in an established neighborhood. So that's always a plus.
Right. So depending on, what's sold around them, you can definitely negotiate a little bit lower prices, just depending on what realtor you have. So let's see. And another pro would be faster move-in dates. So
that's true.
So if you get through your inspection, which is usually about 8 to 12 days, depending. After that, it should be smooth sailing if everything is going well with your lender. So you could expect 30 to 45 day move-in time. So a little bit quicker if you're like in a hurry to, move in. So depending on if you need to buy quickly or if you're looking, at a price point.
And then the sellers, they're more open to negotiating the price down. So that's
Right.
all. And sometimes paying the closing costs also.
Sometimes they be ready to get up out of there. So,
That is true.
you know, they'll negotiate anything at that point.
Yep.
So a few cons with resale homes is because they're a little bit older, you have older systems. So HVAC, roofing.
We're definitely that.
Electric, plumbing. So you go ahead.
No, and I was gonna also say if you don't live in an HOA community, you gotta worry about your neighbors not keeping their exterior, kept up to date. Yeah. So
so unless you just want to lot all by yourself, that's a con that you probably would have to worry about. Just messy neighbors. But again, since they're a little bit older, another con would be like less efficient as far as like energy upgrades and just
you ain't getting a smart home. Yeah.
Well,
unless you're right.
They renovating. So
yeah.
I mean, just depending on what you're looking for, what area you're looking for. Some of these newer homes have the old character and charm, but that modern upgrade. So again, there's options. It would probably be a little bit more maintenance up front.
Absolutely.
Even if you've gotten a full inspection, sellers agree to fix certain things, you still have to worry about some of your systems, making sure that they're in place, and that's a lot of maintenance in itself. It's just making sure your home is livable. Because even if some people just don't always do their job efficiently, so you have to make sure you have somebody you can trust as far as the inspector. And really, focusing on what is more important as far as like what to get done right away, I guess. And so another con would probably be less customizing.
Oh, absolutely. But you get the charm. So it's like, look,
just
what you want,
what
give and take.
For.
Right. That is true.
Okay.
So I guess the question would be, so what would you choose? New construction or a resale home?
And with that, I mean, it's good to always have a trusted realtor to help you weigh your options and be able to negotiate exactly what you're looking for in your favor. So,
if you're in the Atlanta metro area and you're looking for a realtor, we would love to help.
We're here to assist. So just be sure to like, subscribe, and tap back in for some more Real Estate Tea Talk.
Real Estate Tea Talk, some tours and tips.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks for joining, guys.
Have a good one.